Okay, so what I worked on yesterday was this paint loop that you got here, part of a series that, excuse me, uh, that I've been working on with this bouncing ball type deal. And this one is paint on transparency. And what I want to work with today is one that I haven't done in a while, but is included in the long form animation. Oh, gotta turn this down. I want to work on a colored pencil one, which it's nice because dry time is pretty much nothing because it's not wet, it's a dry medium. Uh, yeah, so the stages for this will be draw, copy this animation onto a piece of tracing paper. For that, I will be doing ink because that's what I did last time, and it's darker and a stronger contrast than. Let me turn down this music a little bit and turn up my mic a little so you can hear a little more clearly. Darker contrast and more similar to other animation things. So I'll draw that out with Sumi ink and then come back in with colored pencil and do some design stuff. It'll be dry, so it'll just... There's no dry time because colored pencils aren't wet, unlike paint. So, yeah, I also don't have to wear gloves. It's an all-around just faster and easier process to work with dry mediums for this format where I'm scanning interstitially. So, yeah, tracing paper down, put some lines, get some ink, get some colored pencils, and get going. Okay. bit of downtime while I'm waiting for this to finish scanning. During that, I need to get colored pencils. I haven't used these colored pencils in a while. I like that purple last time that I used these. It's been a minute. Or violet pourpre. And I don't need this guy anymore because finished with the ink. big fan of art. How are you doing, Dylan? It's colored pencil time. Now I gotta figure out how to start into this little triangle. Does it fly in? I think it might fly in. You're loving it? Did somebody say... I can't think of any other McDonald's slogans. We love to see you smile. What was the thing? I had leftover... We made Kung Pao chicken last night, but we made it with fresh Szechuan, well, not fresh, but non-powdered Szechuan peppercorn that I used a mortar and pestle that I bought because I got hyper-focused on using a mortar and pestle because we tried making mapo tofu and it was not very strong of a flavor, and so wanted to try some other things with it, and one of the main things was getting Szechuan peppercorn and grinding it ourselves. And so we did that, and I was curious and tried one of the Szechuan peppercorns like a few days ago, just straight. Szechuan peppercorn, it's different than black peppercorn, because black peppercorn you have like the whole berry. That's what black pepper is. It's a berry that's ground up. Let me type in purple and start scanning. Yeah, it's a berry. But for Szechuan peppercorn, it's the husk. It's the outer bit. The inside is like a bitter black thing. Like in the thing that we got of peppercorns, it's got some little black center pit or whatever. I guess the seed itself. And anyway, I tried one of the husks and I thought I was having an allergic reaction because I've never had like just a straight Szechuan peppercorn husk before. It's always been like in oil or like cooked in some way, and I wasn't sure about it, but had leftover Kung Pao chicken, and it has a more citrusy, and I'm only saying that because when I read up on peppercorns, they were like, it's got a more citrusy thing when you have it fresh, and so I was like, yeah, that's definitely what I'm tasting and what I would have described without someone else describing it first. But citrusy, a little bit medicinal. There are certain things that taste medicinal. What's the... It's something... There's some seed that's like helps with bloating. Pawan or something that's used in Indian stuff, and that is medicinal, literally, and in the way that I'm describing it, tastes like something that might be used at a dentist's office or something. Pepper. It just made my tongue weirdly numb, but not like Novocaine numb. Like, not itchy, but not itchy. And I have not had that sensation with regular pepper. Anyway, I got to use a mortar and pestle. Here's another thing with mortar and pestle. If you get, like, we got a granite one, you have to prep it. You have to, depending on, like, or cure it, because it's, like, loose granite to get more of a rough surface that will catch the grit, or like catch it and grind stuff up. But let me get rid of this little guy. But that also means that if it's like fresh whatever, or like recent stuff, recent. If you just bought it new, then it means that you're gonna grind a bunch of like little bits of granite into your food, so you have to prep it. And for prepping it, you grind white rice in it for a while until the rice comes out clean. And so I did that recently for a very long time, and like a weird soreness in my arm because it's a grinding motion that I don't do otherwise. But better peppercorn. And a different sort of Kung Pao chicken that wasn't as saucy as what I've had in other situations. I haven't had all that much Kung Pao chicken. Anyway, next color. I can do a pale blue. So turn off Photoshop and start recording. And I wouldn't recommend having straight Szechuan peppercorn, but you can try it. Also, when I researched Szechuan peppercorns, I spelled it a bunch of different ways. And it was always suggested to spell it the right way, that I would not assume was the right way. Have fun! Thanks for tuning in. I think that's enough. I didn't really need to consider doing more. Anyway, there's blue. Green. ended at this color so that I have the same number of the variations that I do from the previous one. Save these out. These individual frames, this is 6 orange. This orange in general, when I scan it, looks pretty red. Saving out that animated GIF. Sounds fun. This one's got a rhythm to it. Part of it might be that it's a little fuzzier on the edges. By being colored pencil, it doesn't, since it's the dry medium and the pigment is just sort of rubbed in or on the surface instead of soaked in or a clean edge like when you're dealing with acrylic paint. I think my tape player has shifted a little bit with time. Ba-dum-bum. Okay, I don't really have anything to add to things. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I have an appointment that's at like 4:30, and so it would either be like no stream or it would be very short because it takes a minute for me to get there. So no stream tomorrow, but Monday come around, I'll plan on. I think I gotta figure out what all I want to do for these. I think I want to do a watercolor one and acrylic paint on transparency, and use the colors that I did for these 3D guys. Let me pull one up. It's been a minute since I did them. Okay. Cube. I like cube bevel. Do I have somewhere I should have it. Not cube to yellow. Sorry, I'm trying to look for this as a GIF. Cube Tetris? Will that have one? Yeah. So I don't know if it'll be as clean looking as this guy, but I want to do one that's like this, where it's paint on a transparent background. Maybe I'll just try to get a cube rotating, like a simple 360 rotation over 30 frames that the bouncing dot is going on top of. I don't know. I don't know if it'll change the spirit of it. It might just be these three colors and a little bit more straight line sort of deal. But I want to do something with this and then a watercolor one. But I think it's... Nope. Yeah, this is the one from today. I'll go through the movement that's taking place and you can watch the animated GIF, but I'll just sort of narrate what takes place. You have the black circle that's going up and down, and that's just going up a little bit and then back down, and then it returns back to the starting point 15 frames in, because that's on a 1 second loop. 1, 2, 1, 2, and everything else is on a 2 second loop. But purple, it's a little dot. The dot gets bigger, becomes a square. The square separates out from this middle and dissipates into nothing. This purple line comes in from the sort of upper left middle, and it forms into a triangle, sort of is like an arrow and then triangle, and then it gets larger until it exits off the out of the frame, and then it sort of slides down, so it's moving sort of like and then it goes out of frame. And then after that was blue. Blue has these lines that come down in sequence. It's one, becomes fully across the frame, and then a second one comes in, and that first one starts to fade away, and that second one fully comes in, and a third one comes down, and the second one starts to fade. And while that's happening, a blue section is coming up and getting wider, and then it eventually pushes through where the purple was to go fully up this way. Then it thins out and fades away, and that's the end of the blue. The green comes in from the top section, circles around the black circle until it goes down to the bottom, and then it starts to spread out, goes off frame or out of frame, and then the green comes in from sort of the middle and goes towards the upper left corner until it makes contact with this triangle, and then it rests on the edge of the triangle and follows that same motion. So it goes up and then down, up and down, but it doesn't have as much area that it fills in as the purple. The red comes up and then sort of settles, then it gets wider, comes down, I guess it's meant to be out of frame because it's in a different position, but comes up and then comes down, gets wider, sort of splits on that purple the same way that the blue does, but the blue fully comes up, pushes the red apart, the red becomes two dots, the dots separate out, and then once the blue starts to dissipate, they join together, expand vertically to a line, dissipate, and then fade off screen. And then lastly is orange. Orange comes in like this, shifts up, and then shifts over and sort of runs off screen. It looks like it's red in the GIF. You can see contrast in the color. I really don't know why my scanner takes orange to be quite so red, but you can see like the orange here is much different than the orange in the animation. Okay, that's it for live stream stuff for today. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. It's at a droney part in the song, and that's harder to talk over and harder to listen to be talked over. So there's the animation for today. I went over what I want to do next week. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I have an appointment. And yeah, appreciate you watching. And time for spiel. If you want to watch this stream in full or other recent streams in full, you can do so by going to my live panel in my YouTube channel. Live tab, I guess, is the best way to describe it, but there's recordings of these go out as soon as the stream is done. If you want to buy stuff from me, you can go to my web store, traceloops.com/store. If you want to purchase something and have it shipped outside of the US, you can email me, traceloops@traceloops.com. You can also email me with comments, concerns, questions, curiosities, commissions, etc., etc. Again, that is traceloops@traceloops.com. If you want to follow me on other platforms, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, Spotify, all of those places. I'm Traceloops, TRACELOOPS. Did I just say that? I don't think I did. I was listing things off. This is just something that I have memorized, and when I list it off, sometimes I repeat myself or neglect to mention something. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can do so by going to patreon.com/traceloops, where you will find high-resolution versions of artwork that I create during stream. You'll also find a selection of tutorials, as well as older stream recordings, as well as a selection of tutorials. Did I already say that? I'm thrown off. At higher tiers, you get new songs from me weekdays, and at the highest tier, you get a monthly postcard from me with the original artwork on the front, little message on the back, and a discount to that aforementioned web store. One last time, not streaming tomorrow, but plan on being back Monday, and yeah. Hope you have a good afternoon, evening, and tomorrow. Adios.